So like usually when I have people on here, I like to ask them to start with a love story, but to be fair, I'm really...
I'd be lying. I'd have to make like a notebook story up.
Like I've honestly never known somebody be ghosted as much as you. Like,
and then if you search on your phone, how many times?
Oh my god.
I've been ghosted.
I think when you're single, you get to be in a relationship. And like for me now, being away, oh my god, the amount of messages I got when you get engaged. I thought I was going to be a proposal.
Or they're like, you're too fussy. When I'm single, I'm not dating the last thing that's like breathing on earth.
Okay, so finally we've got Abi on. We've spoken about doing a podcast together for ages, haven't we?
Yeah, since you started.
Yeah, actually, literally
a year.
since we started.
Year to the date.
Yeah, because you have like, you're single and you have
very much single.
I feel like, without being a bitch, you have lots of bad luck. Like you have lots of bad luck. So like usually when I have people on here, I like to ask them to start with a love story, but to be fair, I'm really...
I'd be lying. I'd have to make like a notebook story up, or like a really nice love story of you.
So yeah, but that's okay. As I said on here before, we share love stories, good and bad and non-existent. No, I'm taking the piss, No. But you are probably like the worst.
I'm cursed. I am actually cursed. I think God hates me
for being ghosted. Like I've honestly never known somebody be ghosted as much as you. Like,
and then if you search on your phone how many times
oh my god,
I've been ghosted or mentioned ghosted, it'd be about 100, I reckon.
No, I actually will, you know.
Over like the last, well, it's probably only even 2-3 years. Imagine my whole life. This is just like a snippet of what it is.
I'm just gonna search in mine and Abby's WhatsApp chat for the word ghost.
Ghosted.
Oh, it all comes
up.
Ghosted me. That's one of 59 matches.
That's quite low.
Has it only happened 59 times since we've started WhatsApping?
No, surely not. I don't reckon.
No, and the other one is like,
has he replied?
Replied is 190 matches. Has he replied yet? I haven't replied yet. He just replied, fuck. No, I know, but he definitely would have replied by now.
He ghosted me.
He would have replied by now. I think he would have replied by now. Because what happens is, like, you meet a guy, you start messaging, sometimes like you see him, like you go on a date.
Yeah, actually I do make the first date sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like a message.
Texting.
But then you don't hear from him, and I'm always like,
you're positive. I'm this negativity, and you're like, it's fine.
Because I'm just like, why would you message? Like, so for a bit of context, Abby can like be texting somebody completely fine, and then that's just it. So for my birthday last year, you came up. And she was
London.
She was texting this guy. You
met him
on Tinder.
Full on voice noting, like texting, WhatsApping. Changed his number. That was it. Changed his number. Sent me his new number. Like, hi, this is my new number. Hope you enjoy London. So I sent him a picture of us on the rooftop.
Yeah, I sent him a picture from the rooftop. Like, yeah, enjoying it. Like, hope you're enjoying work because it was a Friday.
Ghosted.
That's it. Gone. R.I.P.
Did not like picture or
R.I.P. Like, where did he go? It just makes no sense to me.
Ghosting bin. Why send me your new number and then like, bye?
Yeah. Have you ever ghosted anyone?
I'm trying to think. I hope I haven't because I really hate getting ghosted. Maybe like, you know, like, I'm really nasty now, but like, where like the creeps message you when you know you got nothing for them, you don't date, then I just won't answer it. But if I've messaged someone, I would literally rather, I can take rejection, I can do that now. Yeah. I would rather someone say, look, we've been on a nice date, I'm dating someone else, just don't fucking ghost me. Like, grow a pair of balls.
Yeah, because that's another thing that's happened quite a lot to you, is like you've been messaging somebody or gone on a few dates with somebody, and then literally 2, 3, 4 days later they're on Instagram with a girl. That's happened
oh my god, that's happened loads!
Loads of times.
So it must be like second best, or like I get when you're single, you multi-date. I don't, because I never get 2 boys that like me at the same time. Always like a chore. But like, I get that, like I'm open to that. But like, I just think, grow a pair of fucking balls.
Just say
what's wrong. I think it's just rude. Like,
it is rude.
I've outdid a few people for that.
Yeah.
And you've been like, oh my god, how can you do that?
Yeah, that's
like,
the thing. I'm just like,
I think no, be a fucking man. Don't.
Yeah, I love it that you do that because
Like, Icks got back in touch after 2 years. He ended, I don't know why, I can't remember. 2 years later then, slid into the DMs, like, hey, maybe we should go out. I was like, you know what, I'm not doing nothing else, okay. Planned the whole date around when I would work, because he knows, like, where I work and stuff. Planned it all, ghosted me, I was like, nah. So I was like, don't fucking message me after 2 years, plan a date, and then ghost me. He was like, oh, sorry, I've been really busy. 2 days later, ghosted me. So I called him out, and he still fucking done it. Didn't go on the date. And then he's had a girlfriend 2 months later.
There's just, you can always say, although I can't say anything because I have ghosted somebody before, and I remember going into the like date, I broke up from somebody and I was like single again.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what, I'm going to be really mature now, and like when I go on these dates I'm going to tell them exactly how I feel. No. He's like, did you get home okay? Yeah, we'll do it again. Yeah. No. Bye. And then I never responded. It's like, so bad.
I do, yeah.
It's so bad because
I think when you've been on like at least 4 and you've been like ultras houses, like proper tech, like I think it's just good.
Well, yeah, you have to say that. I do remember actually me and a guy I dated years ago both ghosting each other, and we knew it was going to happen. I remember him leaving my house once, and like he'd made like a few comments being like, I feel like I always have to ask to see you. You know, I just
on you.
Because to be fair, he did. I would never text first and never asked him out, and I really liked him, but I don't know. I just wasn't. To be fair, I wasn't really ready to date anyone. Like I just wanted to be single, but yeah, so I never did it. And then before he left, he's like, okay, so shall I see you on like whatever day? And I was like, yeah, okay. And we just like looked at each other, and as he went, I said to my friend, I was like, I know I'm never gonna speak to him again. She was like, that's ridiculous, just messaged him. I was like, no.
I know you messaged. No.
Oh no, I wasn't. Like 2 years later, we came.
Maybe that's what it is. I gotta wait 2 years.
We came back and we dated, but I just like knew that was gonna, and that was still hard. And even though I knew that we were both just being
but who texted you after that though? Like after 2 years. Okay.
Yeah. So who knows? 2 years. No, I didn't even know if it was 2 years. It might have been a year.
Maybe that's what it is. Then I'm like, you know, like you were saying, like, oh, don't text first. Like, well, I'm like, no, it's 2022. I know. I hate myself for that. I think I've learned now with the rejection I've had for the last, like, since I've been born, probably. I'm just like, do you know what have I got to lose? I'll text him, or I'll say blah blah. Then I think, well,
I think what's good, like with the last one, you were like, I would rather know now than be sitting waiting. Whereas like with that guy, I went through that for like 5 days, like knowing that I would not text first and like would he. But I would rather put that through, but because I got such big ego issues, like my pride, like I just could never. Like, which is bad though. I think it's good to be somebody that's like calls people out for it and can just say to somebody like what's happening. Because then you put yourself out of your misery. Yeah. Whereas
I think no one should make you feel like an actor like I do.
No, exactly.
Like you learn after about 20, 30 of them, then you just like, you know what, men are shit.
Yeah, it's also probably
men are shit.
It's also probably like with age as well, like when
definitely with age.
And going back.
4 years ago I would feel like stalking I probably still don't know, but stalking Instagram, like it all stems from the major dickhead I dated when I was about 12 or 13 till about 19. He's the reason why I think I'm cursed from him.
You know, that could probably be your love story, because now I've said before, like how your first love, like has a massive impact on the rest of your relationships for a long time.
Trust, definitely. Trust is a big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm FBI now. I could know, like,
yeah, you basically cheated on him, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, major.
Like a lot.
What was the story I told you yesterday? I can't remember what it was now though. He
shared this wild story. She told me
I was dating this guy when I was in school. He was like the one everyone fancied. He was like a fit, tan, tall, dark-haired, handsome. Was he playing football? Yeah, football player. Nothing like that now. Like, he's like Shrek. I don't care if he even watches this. He looks like Shrek. we were living together. He sent me a selfie of him in hospital. He was like, I'm in hospital. I don't know if it was a brain, something to do with his brain or something to do with his heart. I think it was his heart or something ridiculous. Laying in bed, he was like, you can't come see me. I'm in the Royal Glam in this ward. Like the heart rate will go up to come see me. Me being dumb at how old was I? 17. I was
you
like,
you can't come and see me because you'll get my heart rate up.
And you'll affect the monitor.
What do you think he's like?
Get a heart rate up. So I was like, oh my god, love of my life. It's like dying hospital. I was like, Dad, you gotta take me to go see him. Went to hospital. They were like, oh, that ward doesn't even exist. I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. Is he you? He's like, yeah, he's been discharged. Been discharged by the girl he was cheating on me with.
No.
Did he have a heart thing? I don't even know. I hope he did, but I don't think he did. That's only part of the psychopath that he was when I was dating him.
I just think at that stage, if he's getting another girl to discharge him out of hospital, break up with you. Like, why put any of that?
Did he not have the balls to like break up? And then even when we did, I found out he was cheating on me. He was like, nah, who is she? I was like, mate.
Oh my god.
He'd been to Bristol Zoo with her while we were living together, by the way. Bristol Zoo with his little sister. She'd been buying him like clothes. One time, that's so funny, I was living in my house with him, 12 o'clock in the night, I heard like banging at the door. I was like, what the hell? She's outside with her friend in pyjamas, like psychopath, like, I think I'm nuts. No, another level. Whacking on my door, you're a thief, you're there. And I was like, he was like obviously knew what was going on. I was like, what the fuck? The dog was barking.
Well, calling you a thief or him a thief?
Well, him apparently, because she'd been buying him clothes and he'd been wearing them. And she was calling him a thief and like, I should call him other words, I can't, it was like ages ago now. I rang the police. I was like, if you don't move from this place now, I ring the police. She was literally like escorted her from my street.
Oh my god.
She smashed his phone up and was like, what did she say now? Oh, took his phone, like, this is like a blur now. Oh, she didn't smash his phone up actually, tell lie. She sent then, she was sending, no, tell lie, sorry, it was a blur. She took his phone, was sending me lists of girls' names on my phone, and I was like, what the fuck? He was like, ignore it, they're probably girls he'd been with, cheated on me with. And then yeah, I think after that, and then he still was denying it. I think 2 or 3 weeks later, something just clicked in my head, and I was like, nah. He said he'd gone out to play football or gone to watch up with the boys. I rang his friend. I was like, is he with him? No, I was like, rang him, he ignored me, packed his bag.
That guy did not get the bro code. Like, have you seen that like thing on TikTok where the girl texts another girl and say, I was with you last night, was I?
And like
all the girls reply saying, yes, yes. The girls just know. The guys are like, no, he's not with me.
He was like, no, I don't know what you're on about. And I was like, and then I packed his bags, took him to his mother's house, which lived the street below me, by the way. And I was like, here you are, I was back. And Judge said, I always told her we'd break it out.
Who said that?
His mother.
Oh, his mother.
Because his father did it. So much more in the family. I was like, thanks for telling me 8 years later.
That's like family issues as well. No, that's like, for her to say that to you, like, yeah, he's like his father. No, that's not nice.
Psychopath.
I know this girl that I used to work with that got married to this guy, and on their honeymoon, she either found out or he told her that he'd been having an affair on their honeymoon, and the girl was also in the wedding.
Stop.
I'm like, why go through with the wedding? Why? All that money, all your family there, and the girl, and then break up on your honeymoon.
Who was the girl? His friend or her friend?
From the gym. Gym friend.
Never got someone from the gym.
Gym friend.
Let's put that out there.
You've had a couple of gym experiences which are bad, but to be fair, that's on you. I would never go with someone in the gym. If somebody chatted to me in the gym, I'm sure I've said this
I was thinking, surely, like, if they can see me, like, literally, I leave the gym, like, I've been in the shower, my face is like a beetroot, like 0, like, -1 on the scale of 10. I think if they can like you then what have we got to worry about? No, they still will fucking go. Well, actually, no, they won't go still, but just a knob in general. I think most gym people are knobs. They love themselves too much. Not all gym people, but more. Like my ex was a gym freak bodybuilder. They just love themselves too much.
I just can't handle. I couldn't handle. It literally never happened to me.
And then you got to go to the gym. I face the music.
My face, like if anybody tries to talk to me in the gym, I'm like, do not even look my way. Yeah, I got a massive thing against it. I think I've said that before.
Which is weird for me because normally I'm really like shy and like my thing, because I got my trainer with me. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, that's true actually. You've got a PT, which
and he's like the rock.
Make a difference.
So I'm like, you can protect me. No one can near me.
Yeah. Do they chat to you in the gym though?
Oh no,
Insta. Yeah.
They haven't got the balls to do.
No.
They say like a cheeky hi, or like, it's been open now when you're there just like sweating.
Yeah.
Like I would die then.
Okay, but they message you after.
Yeah.
That is a bit different.
Yeah.
That is different.
I would be like, absolutely not. Like, hide, gone. And then after it's like, flame emoji. Makes you want to die.
So, in terms of like finding people, obviously gym hasn't gone too well.
No.
Tinder, you're on Tinder?
Well, I deleted it because I was like, do you know what? All about me. Like, I don't need, and to be honest, I was on there and the selection made me depressed because I was like, this cannot be what it is, unless it was like a glitch. I don't know. So I was like, deleted Tinder. I was like, focus on me, my business, like loving life. And then I downloaded it the other day and 2 people popped up, both my exes.
Oh no. That's like a thing with the Rhondda as well.
Oh my god, yeah.
So if you were in London,
I need to put my location radius like expand.
Yeah. If you're in London, it'd be completely different. You'd be like messaging loads of people at the same time.
Yeah, they wouldn't have a clue.
Every time you went on Hinge, it would be different
like
people.
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, it makes it so much harder.
Like I don't even know how. The girls on the girls, the boys on the boys. Boys will mate to the boys, but yet will still message you knowing that they're friends with the boy. They don't care. There's no bro code at all.
No, there's not.
It's like, you've been with us, okay, you've been dinner, my turn.
Yeah, it was like that, like when I was younger, when we were like young. Yeah, it was the same. We all went with each other's exes and stuff, and it didn't really matter. We had no other choice, that's why.
Slim pickings.
And
slim pickings.
Do you feel like pressure to be with somebody, or do you think you just get that from other people, or do people ask you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm basically 30 next year. I think if you're like 25 to 30, it's like, why have you not got a boyfriend? Why are you single? How are you single? How are you coping being single? And I'm like, guys, all my friends are basically babies, engaged, married, pregnant, and there's about 17 of us. And there's me. Just living life. Then I think people are always like I work in my own salon, they're like, oh, so you've seen any event? Oh, it'll happen soon. Oh, I just haven't come yet. I would be a millionaire if everybody said that to me and I had literally a pound.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but now I think lockdown was hard. I was like feeling lonely. I was like, why can't I find anybody? And then after lockdown, I was like, I'm quite alright by myself. Like, I'll come here by myself. I'm quite independent, and I feel like it would be nice to have someone who was like my vibe, who can do cool things with. But I just think I can't be asked for the asshole at the minute. Like, I'm busy. Like, they need to like add to my life, not make my life. Is that the thing?
Yeah, and that's like the best type of single to be, 100%.
Like I hate that saying where it's like, what's that saying? Like if someone gets into a relationship, oh, you look so happy, you're glowing. I'm like, I'm happy, I'm single. I don't need a boy next to me, which is probably, we probably argue all the time. We probably, it's not like it is on Instagram, is it?
No.
And I'm like, why can't I be happy? Like I got my dog, I love my life.
Yeah.
Why can't I be happy? Because I haven't got a boyfriend.
I said on last week's episode, I honestly don't even think that stops. I think when you're single, you get it to be in a relationship. Level. And like for me now, being away, oh my god, the amount of messages I got when you get engaged. I thought that was going to be a proposal. And
then you're like, oh, but good. So, oh shit. Like,
no, I said to Matt, I was like, lucky I'm not expecting a ring. So
yeah,
like, if I was
taken that really
if I went on holidays thinking, oh my god, you might propose to me. And then he didn't, and then everybody else was like, I thought he would have. I probably would have been, I would have felt shit. Yeah. But thankfully, I was like, no getting engaged on this trip. I think it's because we did like such romantic things, but...
And you went to 2 weddings.
Yeah, but for like me, I would never want to get engaged in between 2 weddings. No. Like, that's their time, and that's what we were there for. Like, we made a holiday, but we were there for weddings. And also, we've only been together a year, which I know is fine. But it never stops.
Yeah,
it never stops. And then, like, if we got engaged and married, then it's babies. And then if you have one baby, you have another. And if you've got, this is another new one that's come in that I've noticed in the last few weeks. If you've got only boys or only girls, they ask you, are you having another one to have both sexes? I'm like, when does it stop? When does it stop?
Yeah, I'll just plan that in my,
yeah, I was saying it to Matt last night. It's like, actually, like, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
I never got the single questions though, which is weird. I feel like only now I'm getting like the pressure for engaged and stuff.
Maybe it's the age.
Maybe it's the age.
So when you're younger, like really people settled. Like I feel like young love. Like I would have still been probably settled because I broke up when I was 19. none of my friends were really like, they were all like holidays, like you don't do, and then it's like 20 to 30 is the settling down age.
Yeah.
When you're going to settle down. I am not going to settle down even if I have a boyfriend, let me tell you that. Yeah. I am not settling. Or they're like, you're too fussy. Just because I'm single, I'm not dating the last thing that's like breathing on earth.
Yeah, oh my
like,
god, no. Exactly.
I will be picky. Like, I'm not going for nobody, like.
It's better to be single and be with somebody and be unhappy. Yeah. 100%.
And or like you don't fancy them, it's on your vibe, or like.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like the group of people who are still single is like, you find with boys, you know when like the boy, and they've been single for like, you know, with the type. For like ages, and they'll just go to every single girl who's been single, and then everyone's like, oh, they message you, you're like, yeah, you're like, you know the type then. I'm like, that's not me. I will just keep living life until it happens.
Yeah. Do you see yourself with somebody from back home? Or like from meeting them elsewhere?
I've always said I'd get with someone who was Irish because I was born on St. Patrick's Day, but it's never happened yet.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I feel like I always was it last year? I always vibe with like Irish people, like like that. 2 years ago on the ship, or was it 3 years ago on the ship? Irish people, it's just like
they're always friendly.
Yeah, they're like friendly like us, and they.
Yeah. Definitely.
I did pull when I went on my friend's hand. He was married.
No, you did, I think.
In the bar. And then I looked at his Instagram, kids married, like.
Oh my god, that makes me so
I said, why have you got a ring on? Oh, I just wear it. I was like, mate. Oh, they had the wrong hand. I was like, and then the other guy was engaged from Australia, and I was just like, I'm not that girl, like, no.
Oh, no.
No.
I hate that. If somebody said to me, or if I found out they were married, I would be like, you are disgusting.
I would want to message the girl and be like,
get away from me, you pig.
Like, yeah.
I just think, like I can't be preaching too much because I've cheated, but not when you're married.
Then you get a thing then of, oh, but you're single, you've had no, what's the word? You've got no, what's the word?
Experience?
Loyalty? Like no, like they can't go to you because I'm single. But then I think no, because it takes two, and if you knew they were married, if you didn't, okay, fair enough.
Code. If
you knew, like,
I like always used to think like that my sister is married and I was at her wedding and it was like such a happy day for us all, and I just think like the thought of somebody doing that, like to her and to them and their family, like that's what I think of all the time. Yeah. I mean, obviously if somebody did it to me as well, but I haven't got. But I think it's easier sometimes to picture it happening to other people like that you care about. Yeah. No, I could never find it repulsive.
Or then doing it. Like someone you know who's like married, then doing it to your friend and then like, what the fuck? Like, no. Men have no shame.
Okay, so obviously you've had, like you said, like bad luck and stuff. When you meet somebody, does that like come with you in your head? Or do you like try and act different? Or
I try and go positive, then I'm like, I don't know, my gut, I just know. And then I'm like, do I like manifest it that it's gonna happen bad? But most of the time I am right. Most of the time I go into it being really positive. I get like the butterflies, like you go on dates. I find I don't give much away because then I'm scared that if you give too much away, they're like, what's the word? Like, not a booze, what's the word? Yeah. And then I feel more, like if something happened, I'd be like, oh well, nothing happened, like, so it's fine. But then I feel like if you open up and like,
makes you more vulnerable.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, I definitely go in with the mind of, I'm gonna get ghosted, or I don't believe what people say, because I'm like, every time before people have said stuff, I'm like I don't take compliments very well. People say stuff, I'm like, you say that to everybody. Like,
yeah, I say that because if you hadn't had those experiences, you wouldn't think that.
Yeah, I kind of don't go, I go in open-minded, because I'm very, like, I'm not naive to anything, but then I'm also like, that's where then I'll get in bitch mode and call them out, or I'll be like, you didn't fucking treat me like that, or like, maybe people think I'm cold, I don't know, but I'm like a heart of stone. Heart of stone?
Yeah.
I think so before, when I've learned, about 5 years ago, I was like tweeting about which I hate men, I was posting quotes, and I was like, maybe I need to stop, people are going to think like I'm going to murder them, or like, I absolutely hate them, like, so I stopped them.
In that wedding, when I started to say like, I don't want to catch a bouquet, it was like I was...
Like you wanted to cry?
Yeah, I was like, sorry, can a girl not have an opinion about what she wants to do? Because people don't understand if they haven't been through it.
Yeah, they think it's like, people find it like baffling if like, why am I not dating 3 times a week? I'm sorry, it's an effort. And if they're gonna just ghost you anyway, like I can ghost anybody by myself. 8 quid, I can do it myself. For Nando's, if you're gonna like, you know, I'm not expecting like, I'm an easy girl, like I'm not expecting like,
I know, I was going to say, cinema Nando's, we need to get yourself.
Yeah, like I'm not expecting, you know, like I'm, you know, chill, but like, I don't know, I think like people who used to go on dates like 3 times a week, people on Tinder, that is such an effort, like I have no time for that. And I think, unless they're like, you're invested and they really want to take you somewhere, then I will. But I think, to not, like people like, you're single, why are you not dating 3 times a week? Why are you not matching like a million boys? No.
But also it's because there's not a million good enough boys.
Yeah, to waste my time. Or you get a shit chat, like, how are you still single? What have you been up to? And if someone sends me devil horns, they're blocked. Like, I'm not even joking. That gives me the ick. If we can get on to the ick, that is a major ick. Flames, devil horns.
Flames?
Like,
that's a new
not so bad. It depends who it is, I think. If they're the type of boy who, you know, they send flames to every single... And it depends what they flame into. Do you know what I mean? What it is. Devil horns, like, I don't care if you even match me, you're good looking. There is no need to send devil horns. You know the purple one? Is it purple one?
Yeah, Matt does use that before.
He has used it.
Yeah.
Matt.
I didn't care about that, but when he first typed out the word, I can't even say, it makes me vomit.
What?
Like ass, like AWS. I literally had to put my phone down. He doesn't know this. I had to put my phone down. I had ran into Mia's room with a text and I was like, he's typed this word and it has like made me feel sick.
What did I do the other day when someone said, did I send it to you and I was like, I can't believe he's literally just said that. And you were like, no he didn't. Oh my god, it was no. And I had to look at my phone and I was like, no, surely not. I like, just stayed at it.
There's some things that just trigger something. And then my other friend was like, but look, he couldn't have said arse because that's like a bit ugly, and he couldn't have said bum, and I was like, right, okay. Like dissect them, like they've got no idea, like the power of something.
He could have said like a peach.
No, I could not
be a bit worse.
Do you know, I think I've got just the whole thing.
No. Like I think, no, it was like that thing, it's like
hard. It's hard because you just don't know what people
like shit chat and shit emojis, bye. Like you can't obviously make conversation, can you? Clearly.
No. What are the other icks that you have?
What's the other ick? Boys who take selfies in mirrors. I can do it. Boys can't do it. I'm sorry. I can do it.
And my friend sent me a picture of a guy that she's like been on a date with, and the picture she sent was him topless in the mirror, and he looked like nice and stuff. But yeah, if that was for me, no. The first time a guy sends me a picture when I'm dating him, it almost makes me nervous because I'm like, they could be summoning you.
I don't know why boys selfies give me the ick as well.
It's gonna put me off.
When they're like, it reminds me of Bebo days. They just like, they've all seen their room and they're like, they're the one, when they're with a group of boys and they're like, I know the boy's standing there, you don't have to point to it. Like subtitles, like, he's there. Like, he's there. No. Like, no.
It's hard.
There's another one, the all black trainers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it reminds me of like,
primary school.
Or like the raver boys, who wear all in black with like, the little side bum bag, which obviously ain't holding their lip gloss. Like,
oh my god, I saw loads of guys with bum bags in my
like the side bag though. Yeah, like,
I mean, Matt, like, what is this? Like
what is the point?
People behind them, like, what's everyone doing?
Like, no.
We've just remembered the ick.
He literally wrote capital letters, raw. I had to drop my phone. I was like, no, you didn't just fucking say that. He did not just say that. I think I messaged you and I was like,
yeah, I'm literally searching it out.
I don't know why he said it, and it was just raw. I think it might have even been like a line emoji at the end
of it. He said, just rawed at me. No, he didn't. I can't. Me. Stop. He said raw.
Why? Like, in my head, I just imagined him being like, raw. Raw? No. No, that was a major turn off, like, bye. Like,
yeah.
Unless you've got something wrong with you, no.
Yeah.
That is not.
It is funny though that like ick sort of thing until you really like somebody. Like,
and then they kind of go then, don't they?
Yeah, like with that one with Matt, I was like, oh my god, and I'm like, okay, you just overlook it. Just overlook it. It's okay.
Unless it's like a really, really, really big thing that like does your head in. People give me the ick when they turn into a knob. That's what gives me the ick. I will literally like, if you text someone, I could be like, not in love with them, but I could be like in the fields one week. Next week, once they ghost me, I will pick out every little thing that annoyed me, which didn't annoy me the week before. The way they dance, the way they walk, to make me, just to make you like, not feel anything. You're like, well, you did that anyway, so like, yeah, anything. And then I'm like, obviously I didn't feel that the week before because I was like in the fields, and now I'm like, no.
So what are you looking for in your next relationship?
Even like major thing, I wouldn't even put looks into it. Obviously you gotta like them, but I'm more like, you gotta make a laugh. That's a big thing. Like laugh. Like I think if they're not funny or like not even like a joke, or like just make like stupid stuff in it. Yeah. Like, and I just talk shit and banter all the time. So like that. Where else would be it? Someone like I would say like you want your best friend. So like someone,
that's cute.
like a girl version of a boy, you know. Do you think you've got to be friends with them first to go like be in a relationship kind of thing?
Yeah, like a relationship is when it's not just like fancying or whatever,
And then, I don't know, I like to do like random stuff, like go London for the weekend, go on a trip, so like that, like not be boring.
Be, like, spontaneous.
Yeah, no, like, or like, do you want to go for pancakes this morning? Do you want to go? They've got like my dog, that's the fourth one. Nala doesn't like you. You're dumb. Like, she is my baby. If she doesn't like, and they've got like dogs, that's gotta be in there. Because if they don't like dogs, that like shows, I think I read before, if they don't own a dog or like dogs, it shows they can't commit and like care for something. Apparently if they've got a snake, they're top rated to be cheaters, which says it all, doesn't it? My ex had a snake.
No!
In a tank with no lid, and I'm petrified of snakes.
I was just gonna be like, but who the hell would have a snake? Oh wow, actual snake.
And I'm petrified of snakes, so it makes sense. Like I am literally like, like it's very rare people got snakes.
The dog thing makes sense because everyone on Hinge has pictures of their dogs.
And that, then I'm like, ooh.
It's a flex.
If they haven't used it for the photo, if it actually is their dog, like some people use kids to be like, it's not my kid.
Not my kid.
Like, why put it up there?
That look at me being
that pisses me off. I'm like, why put it up if it's not your kid?
Would you rather date someone who fancied you more or someone that you fancied more?
Oh. Fancy me more, I fancy them more. Maybe them fancy me so I won't feel so like I won't feel so in the feels, do you know what I mean? If something's gonna happen, like I'm like, okay, well they didn't like it that much anyway.
Yeah. Would you rather pay for a meal or have somebody pay for you?
I'm not into all that. I'll let them pay, but I'm like, I'm happy to pay for my food. It wouldn't bother me if I had to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that is like coming out.
Yeah, that does not like, that does not bother me at all. Well, often if they don't want to, then that's it, you know.
Would you rather be really similar to a partner or have them be opposite to you?
Depends in what ways. Like if it's like my paranoia ghosting ways, I'd rather them be the same so they understand maybe. Or like, I don't know, because I'm really chill, so I don't know, if someone was like a bit nuts, I may be a bit like, oh. Then you say opposites about, like you gotta have someone to calm you to, I don't know really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not really people like being with to be like, what were they like?
I think like they need to like the same type of things as you to just be able to do
stuff. Because otherwise you find you change to be with like what, like which happens anyway, doesn't it? You kind of like, I don't know, if they like a certain band, you'd be like, okay, you go to a certain band, or if they like certain movies, but like, yeah, you've got to have something of
like a common ground of like if you both like doing sport or like going out for drinks or dinner or you know chill day and Would you rather date for a long time or get into a relationship as soon as possible?
What do you think?
Relationship as soon as possible.
So come on that day and then sign on the dotted line, please. Like so I know. I sound like a psychopath, but I am actually not.
No, and it's also you're just tired of people's shit.
Yeah, I'd rather just tell me there and then before. I should be like, right, are you gonna ghost me? What are your plans? Do you have a psycho ex? Do you have any kids? Are you divorced? Like, so I just know. Is it a waste of my time?
Like, sober date or drunk date?
Probably drunk because I'm more savage. And a bit more boost in me. Like a bit more like. But I don't know, then they could be like totally different person when they're drunk, can't they? And you find that you see someone they're drunk and then they're sober, they're like totally different people.
Yeah, but I've also had the ones where like I've been drunk on dates, I'm like, it was so good. Oh my god, he's lovely.
Like, yeah, so that happened. The next day I'm like, no, that did not happen.
Yeah, or then you see him again, so when you're like, okay, we're gonna need to get a drink together.
And then you text you the next day, you're like, oh shit, no.
Would you rather be told where you're going on a date or surprised?
I'd be happy enough to go on the date, to be honest with you.
Yeah. What would your ideal date be?
I don't even know. Like, I don't think I've ever been on like a proper I've been like cocktails, foods, like...
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, yeah, there's only so much really you can do on a first date.
It's just nice to like get dressed and go somewhere and then, like, I would literally go anywhere. I'd go bowling, I'd go mini golf.
I'd go to the beach. She's open. I
am easy, like, hit me up. Not easy in that way, but I'm like, don't expect, you know, the Ritz or like... No. You know, chill, like.
Text or phone call?
Definitely ghost in a phone call. Trying to think.
Matches and like, sorry, I've just got to go. I'm bringing back now. Never your phone again.
Did you think I'd go? Did you mean to hang up, please?
Hello, are you
I don't like phone calls. I like a voice note tonight. I love a freaking voice note.
Voice note.
But I feel like texts, I can read them differently sometimes. You can take them a certain way, can't you? True. Then some people can be shit texters. Like I'm a texter. Or like, but I think phone calls depends where you are, if you can like talk. That's why I send voice notes too, because then you can just pick up whenever. Like I'll be walking the dog, or I'll be like
always walking the dog,
doing stuff, or like I feel like.
I think for me, starting dating's gotta be text. If somebody rang me
phone call is like whoa,
be like where's this? But after you've texted a little while,
it's nice to hear their voice and like you know, like speak about your day and like. I think texting is like, oh, I can just text her like. I don't. You can be like going on the toilet or like when I'm I don't know playing FIFA. But like a phone call is like I'm actually gonna ring her and talk to her.
You get more detail.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I feel like when they ring you, it's like ooh, or like drunken phone call. Drunken phone calls. It depends. When you're dating someone, they drunk a phone call, you're like ooh, I'm on their mind. But then like I've done it when I've been drunk and then think why the fuck did I do that? Yeah. Or drunken text.
All been there. Do you feel like your biggest love was your first relationship? Like, do you think you?
I definitely was, yeah. I didn't know
anyone as much since.
No different. But it's annoying because I feel like I loved him and he was a total ass. But then I don't know. Like I was definitely like I would. If he didn't cheat on me, I probably would have still be with him now. But he probably would have cheated on me about 1,000 times. But like that's what I felt was like. I'd say like the first 3 years, like he would do anything for me. Like that felt like I don't know. I felt when I look back, I was like, yeah, I was in love.
So happy.
But then like. I don't know why that's put me off being in love or feeling it. But I've never got close to being like saying it since. But then I am being like a proper, that was like 8 years. From when I was 12 to I was like 19. Was that 8 years? I tried to do math. Yeah. Felt like 8 years. Felt like 8 years. But yeah, so I don't know. Like to say it again would be like how they can say on Love Island after 4 fucking weeks. I know you spend every day together, maybe they do feel it. But like it would be a huge thing. Even if someone said it to me, I'd be like, are you okay? Does someone pay you to say that?
No.
Like, do you actually mean it? Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Why?
Because if somebody tells you that they love you, you should be able to believe that and just be so happy that they've said it and not question.
I think maybe it depends on how it started, like the whole foundation, is that the word? And like if I've kind of felt it, I don't know, I feel like if they just said like blasé, I don't know, maybe if I was in
say blasé.
I don't think some people would. Some people are nuts. Some people do weird stuff and don't mean it. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe if it was like 6 months in, like I felt secure, I think like they're gonna ghost me, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'd feel different. But unless I was in that situation, I don't know.
Yeah, I think probably when you are, then
when you know,
like when it's right.
Yeah.
Like, and somebody says they
probably
love
would
you,
say
you
it
know
back.
it.
I feel like I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't say it back to the first 2 guys that said it to me. I was like, I'm not saying it back yet. Like, I didn't say that, but I literally just didn't say anything. I was like,
thanks.
And then wait for them to say it again, and then I said it back. But like, I don't care now. I like love that feeling when you're in love and you like can't wait to say it.
Like I want that feeling, but I just get so. What's the word? Like I want it, but then I'm like, every time it goes to happen, like I'm like, oh, again. Then I'm like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's like a knockback. Then I'm like, no, they always say, no, you're in PE and you're the last one to get picked. I'm like, that is me. Then I'm like, what is? Then I'm like, actually, maybe all the ones that goes to me weren't the right ones.
Obviously they weren't.
And I'm like, it's your loss.
100%.
Now I'm like, it's your loss, not mine, kind of thing.
Yeah,
flip it in it. Flip the way you think.
Yeah.
So
And also, like we've said this before, sometimes it's better for it to end right at the start than waste months down the line with somebody and it not be right, and then by then you've got like proper feelings, and then it's much worse, you know, and you've wasted more time and stuff. So that's like what's good as well with you like messaging people and calling them out and stuff. And sending
like I've had a few where like we've been like really into a date and then just haven't been right, and we've ended, and then we're still friends. I'm friends with my exes.
Exactly.
I think that's fine then, because you kind of end, even though it was sad, but you were on good terms, and you went like,
and you understand it then.
Yeah, it's the not knowing.
Yeah.
And then you go nuts. Then I start googling shit.
Well, that's like what Sophie said on her episode. She was like, I think ending situationships is so hard when they end like that, because you can't understand it, because they just end and never speak to them.
It's just like.
Whereas like if you're in more of a relationship with them, you get reasons and you can talk to them, and it's you're
more open to speak about it.
Yeah.
There's some people like, well, they've got no, what's the word? They got no loyalty to you to tell you, but I'm like, still.
Just
like,
being a decent person.
Yeah, grow a pair of balls. I'm just saying.
That's the dating world right now, is savage.
Especially with Tinder and Instagram, it's just easy to be like, open the message, no, on to the next one.
Yeah.
Like 5 other ones on your list, like go through it.
Especially like with online stuff, it's like you're not a real person, and you know, it's easier.
Just a photo. But then I don't like that, because I feel like you're going off their photo, and some people's photos don't look like that. Or like, I feel like it's savage to like, be like me on it being like, oh, no, it's so easy to just go left, left, left. Do you know what I mean? It's not normal, is it? Like, but Hinge is a bit better, because Hinge, they got like things you like doing,
and
the voice notes, it's more to like, I don't know, engage conversation with that, but Tinder, like, Bumble, you got a girl's got to speak first, and it ends after 24 hours, like, no. Not a vibe for me. I don't mind speaking first, but why is it gotta be the girl to speak first?
And I think even like online dating is like so good, and I do think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, loads of my friends have been like, about 5 of them met on Tinder, they've got babies, engaged, getting married. I think I missed that boat. I'm just living life.
It's like really good, but also I think if you asked every single person, how would you rather meet somebody, you'd all rather meet somebody in person, you know?
But what's the chances, isn't it? It's night out, you know, most like run by me, I know everybody who's out.
Yeah.
London, maybe not so much.
No, London, and do you know what? Abby is up for the weekend because it's my birthday. Yay. So when this comes out on Tuesday, it'll be my actual birthday. I will be 31.
I'm very
which sounds wild.
I'll not be hungover. Probably.
Yeah, I'll probably still be tired because I'll be old by then. And I'll still be
hangovers get worse when you're older.
From Saturday. But we literally recorded this with a little glass of Prosecco. And we're all dressed up, ready to go out, and I'm excited. We're going to go to the hotel.
And then the ship tomorrow.
And then we're going to the ship tomorrow, which Abby is excited about.
There's always fit boys.
There's always fit boys.
Apparently, I don't know. Maybe. We won't let you know Tuesday, but...
I will let you know. Yeah. I will let you know.
She'll add on if I found... By then, guys, I could have found the one. I could be, you know, in the fields. Yeah. An Irish guy. You never know.
We got our eye out for an Irish guy.
Yeah. Any guy, really.
Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for coming on.
Finally.
We'll have a nice night tonight. Okay, thanks. Bye.